warn you right from the start, it's been a very emotional month for me, as my husband Rob can attest to. Our oldest daughter Jordan started university this month, and we're very proud of her. However, we live in Barrie, Ontario, and she picked a course she could only get in Dalhousie in Halifax. So she's a little bit far away from her mom. I think she's liking that part of it. But the tears have been very close to the surface for me, and this isn't making it any easier. This is made even more special, given that it's the 50th Jubilee of Orms, an organization that's been a part of my life for a very long time. Those of you who know me wouldn't describe me as being at a loss for words very often, but here I am, totally speechless and completely overwhelmed. I am humbled and I am honored to be given this award and to be in the company of those that have been honored before me. Thank you. I was blessed to have an opportunity to work with John Stuart through the Insurance Committee of the United Church of Canada. The brilliant and talented Kathy McVeigh brought together a stellar team of advisors, including Don, Lloyd Hackett, Robert Patfield, John Chippendale, Neil Mitchell, and Bruce Thomas when she was the risk manager for the church. Don was a quiet and unassuming man who had a great passion for risk management. He loved to share what he knew and to teach. He was a gentle soul, and I treasured the opportunity I had to know him. Don taught me many things, and in preparing for today, I made a short list of 4 key nuggets he passed on to me, and I would like to share those with you. The first one is to surround yourself with talent. Andrew Carnegie once said, "I wish to have as my epitaph, here lies a man who was wise enough to bring into service men who knew more than he." And in my career, I've been blessed to be able to do that. I had a team back at York Region that can only be described as awesome, and no thank you would be complete without acknowledging all that they do to make things work. So to Marie, Sheila, Shannon, Margaret, Mark, Dean, Noreen, Bonnie, Anna, and of course my boss Ed, and I'll have to tell him that I included him in the speech, I share this with you. I've used this technique before with much success. In 1997, Orms hosted this conference in Toronto at the Royal York Hotel, and I had the wonderful and exhausting task that Gwen and David are having this week, that of conference chair. It is actually a job that starts at least 3 years in advance of the event, but it is a learning and networking experience that cannot be matched. The committee that worked with me was fantastic, giving tirelessly of their time, their talent, and ours, and have become lifelong friends and colleagues. Many of them are here with us today, and I thank each of you for your service then and your ongoing friendship, and I share this award with you. Bill O'Henley, Lovell Vining, Kathy McVeigh, Asha Densom, Karen Almond, Mary Musso, Linda Strojewski, Suzanne Fortan, and the late Ted Orleans. I'm sure each of you looks at the Edmonton's conference team with a knowing smile and a sense of gratitude for what they have accomplished. Ted is just one of the many industry angels that I have surrounding me on a daily basis. Lloyd Hackett, Ed Ricketts, Joan McQuilkin, Barry Shakespeare, John Middleton are a few other special mentors and friends that I've had over the years that we lost all too soon. Their presence is forever imprinted on my life, and I share this award with them. The second nugget, education is key. If you're going to work in an industry, then you need to know it. For risk managers, this is a bit of a double whammy. Not only do we need to know our craft, we need to know the industry to which we apply it. If you work in mining, you need to know the process of mining. If you're a risk manager for a hospital, then you need to know the world of healthcare. For me at the region, it's meant learning something about 17 businesses, including public health, transit, construction, and police. But as Don would tell you, that's your job. Go get what you need. This task was made a bit easier because of 2 wonderful groups in the municipal world. Our think tank group, made up of Sonia Coward, Kelly Jo Latour, Joy Jackson, and Kathy McVeigh, and the online Municipal Forum, a group of municipal risk managers from across the country. Terrific, knowledgeable professionals led by Doug Brown. I can't say enough about what a great resource it is to be able to tap into the likes of Doug, of Kim Hutton, Elizabeth Clark, Terry Kyle, Roman Parze, Bruce Drake, Jeff Shafsma, Ray Borga, Tony Rossi, just to name a few. And I share this award with each of you. I was blessed to be taught my CRM program by the famous threesome of Gary Van Ploeg, Tony Bridger, and Susan Meltzer. What these three taught and told us on those cold nights in that old classroom at U of T was invaluable. And the people I got to know in my classes, including Nancy Chambers, Dean Smith, and Jay Paniker, I share this award with each of you. The third nugget is to stay on the edge of new things. My prediction, for what it's worth, sustainability is where risk management needs to go next. For many, this term conjures up visions of David Suzuki or a Save the Whales campaign. But however, in actual fact, it is the way business should be conducted. Although it appears to have its roots in the environmental movement, sustainability is much, much more. Think of it as a three-legged stool. All three pieces need to be there to keep the stool upright. The three legs are our natural environment, healthy communities, and economic vitality. It means doing things better, not doing without. It's a global issue, but it needs to start to work in our own industry, and it needs to find some passionate leaders to grab it and make it work. Move over ERM, sustainability is the new concept on the block. The fourth thing Don taught me was to give back. Mentors are all around us. I've always thought this industry was very fortunate in that people are so willing to share and take an interest. It's what makes this industry stand head and shoulders above all others. In my career, there have been many mentors, and you never know when or how a beautiful mentor or friendship might start. Just ask Terry Summers and Lynn Oldfield. It was at a conference such as this that Terry and I met, hatched and executed a month-long dastardly plan to put some fun back into Lynn's life. Terry and I are always willing to share all the gory details of the story over a beer. Lynn, not so much. That was the start of a friendship and a mentor relationship that has brought much into my life, and I share this award with both of you. I still remember walking into my very first ORMS meeting 25 years ago. I was met at the door by Catherine Dowdell. Now, as luck would have it, Catherine was a bit of a familiar face. A few years before, she and I had taken a human resources course at Ryerson, and we were assigned to be partners for a project. We got a B, so we did all right, and now here we were, both in risk management. Catherine introduced me to Joe Hardy, to Keith Shakespeare, and to Kathy McVeigh. I was totally hooked. This was the place for me. In later years, I served with many other talented risk managers on the board and on the Canadian RIMS Committee. Wonderful people such as my dear friend Lovell Vining, Noel Seaman, Catherine Taylor, Barb Cascadden, Wayne Hickey, Gord Wainwright, Cynthia Matthews, Arlene Gwizd, Karen McDonald, April Sapchuk, and Steve Paulo are just a few, and I share this award with you. Through my various places of employment, I have met and worked with many of the wonderful service providers in this industry. Talented, skilled, knowledgeable, and generous, and definitely fun-loving. They've all had a special role in my life. Bill Rogers, Jim McQuilkin, Rex Stevenson, Gary Gardiner, Paul Hancock, Debbie Robinson, Richard Bizanette, Jack Butanga, Colin Mitchell, my numbers guy, Jeff Ince, and Steve Wilson are a few of the many names that pop into my head when I think of influential people in my career, and there are so many more. And I share this award with all of you. As Joe mentioned, there's a formal mentoring program during this conference, and I think that's terrific. The students are brought together with several conference mentors through the McGann Foundation. Wayne Hickey's done an awesome job of bringing this all together. It's a great opportunity for student and mentor alike to share and get to know new things and form new relationships. If you have an opportunity to meet these students and take a few minutes to have a chat, you won't regret it. After all, this is what it's all about, paying it forward. Somewhere, sometime, someone took an interest in you, helped you out, or gave you a chance or an opportunity. And now it's your turn to get involved, to give back, to do something good for your soul. To those involved in my surprise nomination, Kathy, Lovell, Catherine, Gary, and my Commissioner Lloyd Russell back in the office, thank you for your support, your kind words, and your hard work to make this happen. To Orams for the generosity and support of this distinguished award, I thank you. To my husband Rob, my girls Stuart and Cassie, my parents Peter and Betty back in Peterborough, for all their love and support, and for our life together, thank you. When Don passed away in July of 2003, his family had but one humble request. They asked that everyone do a good deed in his memory. So as part of this conference, and in honor of Don during this 50th anniversary of Orams, a chapter so near and dear to his heart, please do a good deed for one another during our time here together in Edmonton, and give something back in the years to come. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Have a great conference.